guys, it's KINO. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Card, we are going to be bringing you messages and predictions for your month of May 2022. We'll start with a general overview of your month, so the main themes, the main energies that you're going to be dealing with, and then we will move into the specific areas of your life, and we're going to be taking a look at love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 options for you guys to choose from today, and I have a bracelet for each of the options. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a close-up look at each of them, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So for option number 1, we have this Evil Eye Bracelet. Option number 2 is this Sea Turtle Bracelet. And option number 3 is this Black Obsidian Bracelet. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Evil Eye Bracelet, this is going to be your reading for your month of May 2022. I'm going to put on this bracelet for the duration of your reading, so let's get right into it. As we mentioned in the intro, we are going to start off with a general overview of your month and see what energies you're dealing with and what the main themes are for you this month, and then we will move into the specific areas of your life. So the very first card that we're going to look at is actually it's a Harry Potter themed oracle deck, and each card has on it like a different prompt or a different thing to reflect on. So I thought it would be a nice way to open up this reading. I am feeling a lot of mental clarity for this group, and I see this image of like, it's weird, but it's like a big fresh wave of water is like whoosh, through your head and like clearing out your head, clearing out the stress, clearing out the uncertainty. You actually feel like you've been cleaned out from the inside and like a weight has been lifted, almost kind of giving me spring cleaning vibes where, you know, you open a window and let all the fresh air come in and let that stale energy and let those old burdens fly away. It's that kind of refreshed, rejuvenated feeling that I'm getting for you guys. So let's take a look at what your card says. Words, in my not so humble opinion, are our most why can't I talk? Words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it. And this is a quote by the king himself, Professor Dumbledore. Words matter. Do you have a particular quote or personal mantra you use to get you through difficult times? If not, spend some time today thinking about it and see if anything comes to you. It could be a great comfort or help the next time you need it. So very first thing that's coming to me, which is quite specific, is that some of you might be changing or might be encouraged to change your lock screen on your phone to something that is like uplifting, inspirational, motivational, whether that's like a quote that really lifts your spirits, or like a landscape from a place you really like, or a picture of your friends that reminds you of a happier time. There's like some message to change your lock screen to something where every time you see it, you're like, yes, I can get through the day, I can do it. There may also be, if I take that message a little bit further, an encouragement for you guys to make a vision board or to just be more mindful of the images and the messages that you are consuming. Maybe follow some inspirational pages if you have like Instagram or social media, and maybe unfollow some other people. But just being more mindful of what goes into your mind and also what comes out. This is all about words. This is all about communication. I think another big thing for you guys this month is getting into the habit of putting your feelings into words and talking through your problems out loud, or expressing your problems out loud. So if you guys are the type to like process your emotions internally, or let your worries and problems kind of stew in your head, I feel like this is all about getting it out there, of talking it through, of putting your feelings into language. This is so important for making sense of how you're really feeling. It's so important for identifying what's holding you back and releasing it. And this is actually something that I've learned recently, because I was very much the type, like if I was anxious, if I was stressed, if I was worried about something, I would just think it over in my head all by myself. But I found when I start talking it out loud, whether that's to someone else, or even you can even just talk to yourself about what's going on in your life, or writing it down, journaling, and you see it physically on paper, or you hear it physically being spoken, it's so much easier to get clarity and to make sense of how you're feeling. And you might even notice, like, as you're talking it out or as you're writing it out, you have these epiphanies of like, oh crap, that's my limiting belief. That's what I'm really upset about. That's what I really want. Whereas when you were just quietly thinking it in your head, it's not so obvious. So words and language are really, really important. I think you guys might want to get in the habit of like talking about your problems with your friends, with your family, I also heard like with your classmates, with your coworkers, or like I said, just talking to yourself. I also think a lot of you guys could benefit from journaling, and you'll learn a lot about yourself and how you really feel. And maybe this is what kind of matches with that theme of like mental clarity and getting clear with where you stand. But was there something else that I wanted to say? Yes, there was. I also wanted to say that I think this month you're also being encouraged to be very aware of the stories that you are telling yourself, especially when it comes to like the type of person that you are or how your life is. And especially be aware of things that have any sort of permanence. So like, this is just how I've always been. This is just how I am. I'm just this kind of person. This is just how my life goes. These kinds of things make it very hard for us to perceive of change coming into our lives, or perceive of the unexpected, or perceive of unpredictable things happening. And it's very, very limiting. This is also something I noticed in my own life. Maybe this reading is like kind of for me, but you know, saying like, oh, I'm just an anxious person, or I just never have luck in this area, or I'm just not good at that. These kind of things that very rigidly define who you are and what you're capable of, just be wary of those. And if you catch yourself doing that, challenge yourself. Like, who's to say I couldn't be good at that one day? Who's to say I couldn't be an optimistic, peaceful, productive, organized person? This is nothing but a story that I've just repeated to myself, and you know, that has become true for me. But I can always change my narrative. So don't like settle for how you currently are or what your habits are if you're not happy with it. And by speaking change into existence, you can change. You are capable of so much change. All right, so let's move on to the next oracle card. So we're going to take a look at these two to get more insight about the general energies that you're dealing with in May. I love this card so much. We have life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. And then we have self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. The first thing I want to mention is that these cards look so freaking similar. First of all, we have sunflowers in both of them, so this could be a significant flower for you guys. We also have someone with like goldy yellowy hair and a gold yellow dress. Yellow might actually just be a very lucky color for you guys this month in general. So if you have anything important this month, like an interview or an exam or, you know, a big event, maybe, you know, carry something yellow with you, a yellow stone, a yellow piece of jewelry, or you could even wear yellow clothing like this lovely person here. But I love that this color is coming out for you guys, because yellow is all about happiness. It's all about being cheerful, being carefree, being expressive. So there's this kind of repeating theme for you guys of this month of like heavy weights are being lifted. And I think that by getting to know how you truly feel, you are freeing yourself. And I also think you're taking limitations off of yourself about like what you're capable of doing or what you're capable of manifesting. And I think that in the month of May, you're really feeling like a limitless being, and you're really feeling like your life can be anything that you want to make it. And I think that you guys are also feeling very, very confident because we have this message of confidence here, and just the way they're letting their hair fly in the wind, it makes me think of someone who is expressing themselves very freely. So you guys could be in a more like outgoing or sociable mood this month. You could be really feeling yourself physically, maybe starting to experiment with your wardrobe, or maybe, you know, changing up your hair. This is very like new me energy. This is the new and improved me. This is the carefree me. This is the passionate me. I think also you guys are going to be feeling a lot more energetic with this life energy, life-giving energy. So, and also, you know, being well rested has a lot to do with mental clarity, I think, as well. So for those of you who have been feeling like fatigue, brain fog, spaciness, kind of lethargic feelings, I think that in the month of May, you're going to really feel a spring in your step. I think you're going to enjoy being physically active and feel very awake and focused during the day. I'm also hearing like rejuvenation. So you guys might be feeling younger, regardless of what your age is. You feel like you've just became 10 years younger because you're so active, you're so enthusiastic. I think your zest for life is really, really coming back in the month of May as well. And then we also have this message of shining your light, being confident, being proud of yourself. And we have a message of healing too. Reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. So I think this is a month where things that have been blocking you and things that have been holding you back are coming to the surface so that you can banish them, because we cannot really banish our limiting beliefs if we don't know what they are, and we cannot heal the wounds that are holding us back if we don't know what they are. So, you know, with all of this sun energy as well, this makes me think of things being exposed, you know, like the light is being shown on them so you can see them clearly. I think this is a month where you're really like, this is what was holding me back. This is what was making me so tired. This is what was making me so anxious, so that you can throw it in the trash and it will not be bothering you anymore. And once these draining influences are gone from your life, you're going to feel so good about yourself. Like your self-esteem is just going to, it's just going to, what's the word? Soar. It's just going to soar this month. So let's take a look at some astrological cards now. We have the 8th house with mystery, and we have the 1st house with arrival. So, okay, this is Scorpio energy. I'm just thinking of the moon, and I wish I brought my phone down here because I have an app that shows like what dates the moon is in every sign. But I do know that the full moon in the month of May is going to be in Scorpio. I don't know the exact date of this. It's probably like around the middle of the month, but the full moon of the month of May could be very, very significant for you guys. And then 1st house, this would be Aries energy. So that will be around the end of the month. So like around the midpoint of the month and the very end of the month. These could be significant times for you, but it also makes a lot of sense that we have 8th house energy here, because this is about the subconscious. It's about things that are hidden. It's about working through our shadows, which is like a lot of what we've been talking about. And then we have the 1st house, which is about like your identity, how you show up in the world. So it's almost like you guys are integrating your shadow. You're bringing it to the light. You're not hiding it anymore. With this 1st house as well, I feel like this is an additional message about you guys being more like outgoing, being more out in the world, being more confident in how you come across, in how you look, being more expressive. It's like you guys are not hiding away anymore. All of this sun energy and this 1st house energy, it's time for you guys to be in the spotlight. And this may be something, well, hopefully when you hear this, you're very, very happy. But if this is something that scares you, you know, to hear that message, you're going to be in the spotlight, eyes are going to be on you. Just trust me that as this month progresses, this is something you're going to feel more and more excited about, and like really, really yearning to step out in the world and show the world what you've got. Like we even have the globe here. Like the world is ready to feast their eyes on you guys and see what you are made of. Some of you guys might be making travel plans as well in the month of May, or also connecting with long distance friends or relationships, or connecting with online friends, something like that. And you guys also might be preparing to publish something or release something into the world, because sun energy often makes me think of that too. Like publishing a book, or doing like an exhibition of your art or what you've been working on, or, you know, pitching your idea to somebody. It's like, it's time for what you've been working on to see the light of day, and to be seen, and to be valued, and to be seen by the right people. All right, so we are going to look now at these tea leaf cards. So this part of the reading is kind of open. It could be like specific events that are happening at some point in the month, or it could be more about the general energies. So we have older woman, dealings or relationship with an older woman. Broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. And broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay. With this older woman, they don't literally have to be like this around this age, but I'm sort of getting the feeling that this older woman is representing like a mother or a grandmother, an aunt, an older sister. I am feeling it's like a family member, or somebody who would kind of have authority, so to speak, over you in your life. It could also be like a boss or a teacher, but I am getting more of a family vibe. And with this wish will not be granted, I'm getting this feeling of like your wishes for your own life, your desires for your own life might go against the wishes of this older woman. So, you know, what you want for your life is different from like what your parents wanted for your life, or this kind of vibe. And with broken bridge, you know, when we talk about burning bridges, it's like breaking a connection with somebody. So maybe there's like family or certain people in your life that you're worried about. It's like you want to pursue the life that you want, but you also don't want to jeopardize the relationship with them, or, you know, you still want to value their opinion and make them proud. You don't want to go against their wishes. It's like your vision of your life and their vision of your life can't see eye to eye. And obviously, as an outsider looking into this situation, it's easy to say, well, your vision of your life is most important, so you should just do what you want. But I think when you're in the situation, and when this person is someone you really, really care about, and someone you don't want to lose or you don't want to disappoint, I think it's a lot easier said than done to just be like, well, I'm going to do what I want anyway, because this is my life. You know, to stand up for yourself like that when you're in that situation, I think is difficult. And I'm just noticing this card talks about the solar plexus, because this is a chakra oracle deck. So the yellow color is talking about the solar plexus, asserting yourself, expressing yourself, being true to yourself. So this might be something that's going on for you right now. Or because we are talking about you guys doing shadow work and, you know, healing wounds, this could be something from the past that is coming back up. Like, oh my gosh, I realized that I've been living my life this way this whole time because I was subconsciously, you know, trying to make my mother proud, or like I was scolding and judging myself the same way my parents did, or I was trying to stay in the line so strictly because of what my family taught me, or what that one very strict teacher taught me when I was younger. It's something like that, where your wish was not aligned with their wish, and at some point you may have been prioritizing their wish over your own. But I feel like that's being healed this month. So this might be a little insight into what we're working on in terms of shadow work, in terms of identifying limiting beliefs. But I think for many of you, this broken bridge is just a fear. Like you're afraid of this connection suffering if you stay true to yourself and if you follow your passion. I am getting the feeling that for many of you, this will not be the case. Of course, this is a general reading, but what I can tell you at the very least is that everything is going to be okay. And I want you to give yourself permission to show up in the world as you want to. So this concludes the general overview part of the reading, and we're going to move into the specific life areas now. I'm just going to take a drink. And what we're going to look at here is love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. And we have one tarot card and one oracle card for each. So I am going to start off with love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Page of Swords. And for your oracle card, set intentions. Plant the seeds and watch them grow. So right away with the Page of Swords, there could be significant air sign in your life or multiple air signs, because this is all types of relationships. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius people could be significant for you guys. I will give sort of different interpretations depending on your relationship status. So for those of you who are single, this Page of Swords can be indicating that you are meeting and talking with different people in the month of May. If you guys are like completely single as a Pringle, I'm definitely not seeing like major commitments or like serious relationships this month. I feel like this is more a month where you're like getting out there and seeing what kind of fish are in the sea and having good conversations, maybe going on dates and saying like, I like this person is aligned with my energy, and this person maybe not so much. And while I don't necessarily see like big moves being made towards a serious relationship, I think that this is the month where you're like planting the seeds, and this is a month where, you know, you're really enjoying yourself, you're really feeling yourself. Like I said, I think you guys are going to be enjoying being outgoing and mingling with different kinds of people. So it definitely seems like a very, very fun month in relationships. I also think that this is going to be a great month for friendships, like especially with you guys getting clear on like what you want to do with your future and the type of person you want to become. We were talking about like journaling and vision boards. I think this is a month where you're going to really enjoy like meeting up with friends and talking about your future plans and, you know, getting excited for the future and excited and happy for each other. I see you surrounded by friends who are like very good influence on you and very uplifting towards you. And I also think that you guys have friends who tell it like it is, because the Page of Swords has this bit of a blunt or brutally honest energy to them. So I definitely think while your friends are very, very uplifting and supportive, they're definitely not like yes men, you know. They don't just eat up anything that you say and like, yes, oh my god, that's a great idea. Like they're not afraid to tell you if like, oh, you know, maybe that's a little off, or maybe that's not, like, you shouldn't do that, or, you know, they're not afraid to call you out. Like, even to support you, they will call you out. Like, you've been too, what is it called? You've been too unkind to yourself recently. You have limiting beliefs that are holding you back. You need to heal this and this and this insecurity, because they want the best for you. So they're going to be a little bit blunt and point those things out. You may be getting some advice from a friend this month that is kind of hard to swallow at first, because it is like they're calling you out. But once you sit with it, you're like, you know what, you're actually right. I really should work on this. And they're just helping you to plant the seeds for a brighter future. So really amazing support system for you guys. This month, I see solid friendships, and I do see the potential for new love if you are single. If you have a specific person of interest, I definitely think that you'll be communicating with them a lot this month. So, you know, texting back and forth a lot. They might be calling you out of the blue this month to talk. What I will say, like, if you guys have a specific person of interest and there is a specific communication that you're waiting for from them, like there's a specific issue you want to talk about, or you're waiting for a confession of feelings, I'm not sure that they would be, you know, talking about this kind of deep stuff this month. You know, they might want to just talk to you more about like light-hearted and casual kind of things, and maybe dancing around the heart of what you really want to get to with them, just because I wasn't feeling a super committal energy in terms of romance this month. But I still do think that the communication you're having with them is building your bond, and it is setting you up for a future where you can be more vulnerable with each other, where you can open up more and talk about those more deeper emotions. So I think it's definitely something that's on the way with your person of interest, but you're still kind of warming up to each other this month, if that makes sense. And then for those of you who are already in a committed partnership, I think that some fun is definitely coming back to your connection this month. Like some spark is coming back. You know, Paige has a younger, so to speak, a younger, more fresh sort of energy. So for example, if you've been dating this person for a very long time, the month of May might feel like you are back in the honeymoon phase, like you're back. It's that same kind of giddy feeling when you're on a date with your crush. I think the spark that exists between the two of you, it's just like it's blossoming again. You're going through a renaissance, a renaissance of your relationship, and you know, it feels fresh and vivid again. And I'm smiling so much with this energy because I really like how it goes with you guys feeling more confident and having more energy. Things really feel fresh and new this month, and I love it for you. So let's take a look now at the energies of your career and studies. So for your tarot card, we have the moon and nature. Notice the harmony around you. So the moon is Pisces energy. So there could be a significant Pisces in your work or studies this month. But the messages that I'm getting from these cards is that you guys might find that you are more productive at night or when you are outside in nature. So in the month of May, you might really be like a night owl, like you feel the most productive at night, or you get your best ideas at night. Even if this is not like normal for you guys, and maybe this has to do with your increased energy, or this could be like you're so in the zone that even if you started working in the day, you'll find yourself going until the wee hours of the night because you're just so in the flow, you're so on your A game. But yeah, I'm getting night owl energy from the moon. It could also be the moon talks about dreams. So you guys might be having some really revealing dreams about your career and studies. So for example, if let's say you're at work and there's this issue, like our product is not selling, our sales are not as good. We need to think of a tactic to market ourselves and to boost the sales, or this client is being so difficult, like they don't want to agree with anything. What do we do? How do we deal with them? You could be having dreams about how the scenario is going to play out and then wake up with an epiphany, like a eureka moment. This is what we have to do to solve the problem. So pay attention to your sleeping dreams for sure in the month of May. And then with nature, like some of you guys, maybe you would have to be working from home, but if you do work from home or if you're studying at home, maybe being outside is going to make you more productive, like hearing the breeze and smelling the fresh air. Of course, if it's like really cold and snowy, maybe ignore me. But actually in the month of May, it's still snowy when I'm filming this. That's why I say that. And you know, that's Canada for you. But if it's nice out, you guys might be really finding that you're more productive when you're outside, or that taking breaks to go outside will make you come back to work more refreshed and more focused. So if you can, like if you have a lunch break at work or if you have time between your classes, and you don't do this already, try to step outside, like go for a walk or even just go to the park and sit on a bench and take in the fresh air, so that you can get back like more refreshed and with a clear mind. I'm also getting this message of like, you guys advancing in your spiritual journey is gonna help you to be more at peace at work and more at peace with your studies. It's gonna help you to be less reactive. So if I can just give an example, let's say through your spiritual journey, you're really becoming familiar and embracing the concept of oneness. And you're really embracing the concept of like how people view you and how people treat you is it has everything to do with them. It's like a projection. It's their projection onto you. It has nothing to do with you. It says more about them than you. I'm sorry. I don't know why that was so hard for me to speak, but I think you guys can understand what I mean. So that then when you go to work and maybe you are dealing with a difficult client or a difficult teacher or whatever it might be, you understand like this is not about me, and you see them as a human, as a fellow earthling. They're just at this point on their journey. They're only acting this way because they're dealing with XYZ and they might be feeling XYZ kind of emotions. So it's like you're not reactive to it anymore, and you don't let it get to you or determine your self-worth anymore. Self-worth, like this card, but you just see it as this is my fellow earthling and they're at where they're at in their journey, and I'm just observing it, and I'm not gonna let that mess with my inner peace anymore. So you're kind of showing up to work or showing up to school with a more, I could say, a more unbothered energy, a more peaceful energy. Like I said, I see you guys more focused, more productive, but yes, definitely make sure to take breaks and get outside, and make sure that you're sleeping well with the moon here. If you guys have trouble sleeping, maybe like opening your window might help you, or listening to sounds of nature, even if you're just like playing it on YouTube, you know, you can get those like 8 hours of rain, or there's like ocean sounds, campfire sounds, thunderstorm sounds. Maybe some sounds of nature would help you guys to sleep better and to just be more on the ball. So finally, we are going to look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have Strength. Oh no, are these gonna fit? Okay. And then for your Oracle card, we have Let Go, Relax and Release. Wow. So it's like you don't need to be strong anymore because you can let go. Yeah, I think the biggest theme for this month is like huge weights are being lifted from you guys. Huge weights are being lifted. I'm also feeling from this like forgiveness. Maybe forgiving this older woman, forgiving family, forgiving authority figures who shaped you when you were younger, or who made your box very small, who made you feel limited. Forgiving them, because now I see my light and now I see how big I am. Strength gives me the feeling of being a bigger person and having compassion for people. And it's funny because it's kind of what's the word? It's kind of mirroring the message of you guys advancing in your spiritual journey and understanding like how people act towards me. It says everything about where they're at in their journey. It's not a reflection of who I am, it's a reflection of where they're at. I think this mindset is going to allow you guys to be more forgiving towards people. So you're forgiving yourself. You're saying there is nothing wrong with me. I was always worthy. I was always whole and complete. And I forgive this person for the things they said to me, or what they treated me, or what they imparted on me, because they didn't know any better. And they did the best that they could with where they were at in their journey. But I'm going to release that because I'm not going to let that affect my inner peace anymore. I deserve to be free of this, and I deserve to be happy now. And they deserve to be happy too. And I hope that they find their happiness. So this is the kind of like big-hearted, peaceful person that you are becoming. And this, I want to say this forgiveness is for them, but it's also for you. Like it's very, very much for you. And I think being able to let go is really like a true sign of strength. Being able to let go without worrying, without being anxious, without resentment, without bitterness. That takes a lot of maturity. And it takes a lot of courage, but I think that this is the place that you guys are really, at now. White flowers could be significant for you guys as well. I'm just looking at the white flowers here and here and here. And there's some pink flowers here too. But sunflowers was the really, really, the really big one. I also really like that we have, oh no, that's a water lily, isn't it? I thought that it was a lotus, but or maybe it is, I don't know. But lotuses could be significant for you guys. And I actually really, really like the symbolism of a lotus because they grow up through the mud, but they come out, and I just saw 33. They grow up through the mud, but they come out clean and pure. So this is like acknowledging that you guys have been through crap. Like you have been through some crap, but you can blossom again. You can be pure again. You can be free of these burdens. And I think that you really, really are releasing these burdens this month and forgiving your past and allowing yourself to move on and allowing yourself to grow past them. So Group 1, I really, really love this energy. These are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you are interested in checking out that one or any of my other songs, the link to my music channel will be down below as well. Group 1, I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hi, number 2s. Your flame is going crazy. So if you guys chose this sea turtle bracelet, this is going to be a reading. Fun fact, this is one of those bracelets that the proceeds go to help sea turtles. So I'm gonna wear this for the duration of your reading. Like we mentioned in the intro, we're going to start off this reading with a general overview of your month, so the main energies that you're dealing with and sort of the main themes for the month of May, and then we will move into the specific areas of your life. So the very first oracle card that we're going to look at, this is actually a Harry Potter themed oracle card, and we have, I think his name is Fox, the Phoenix on here. So right off the bat, Phoenix could be a significant spirit animal for you guys. You could be a Scorpio as well or have Scorpio placements because the Phoenix is a symbol of the sign of Scorpio. Or maybe like Phoenix, Arizona is significant for some of you, probably way fewer of you, but I thought I'd mention that too. And the theme of this card is values and beliefs. So on the other side, we have now amortentia doesn't create actual love. That would be impossible, but it does cause powerful infatuation or obsession. And for that reason, it is probably the most dangerous potion in this room. And this was said by Professor Slughorn in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Love potions appear several times in the Harry Potter films and books. They work extremely well, as Ron discovers when he accidentally takes one in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Considering their adverse effects, do you think love potions should be used? If given the opportunity, do you think you could use a love potion? Wow, so it looks like a big theme for you guys in the month of May is thinking about the nature of true love and thinking about the type of love that you want in your life. And what's really standing out to me here is this idea that real love cannot be forced. You can make someone infatuated with you, you can make someone obsessed with you or attached to you, but you cannot fake or force real true love. And I think real true love comes when somebody can see the real true you. And what I'm really trying to get at here is that you guys might be working past the feeling of like, I need to change myself in order to be loved. Because if you want someone to really love you, if you want to experience true love, they're going to love you exactly as you are. The people who really love you will love you unconditionally as you are right now. And any way that you try to like purposely change yourself or hide certain parts of yourself is not going to bring real love into your life. So to give a more concrete example, let's say you guys are dimming your light to fit in, then you are going to attract people who love that dimmed version of you. It's not the real you. Or, you know, if you're putting on a persona, you're going to attract people who love that persona. It's only when you take off all of the masks and just be as you are that you're going to attract someone who loves you as you are. So I think that's a really big message of this card. And, you know, also talking about love potions and love spells and things like that, I also do feel called to mention this. I don't know if this is going to resonate for everybody, but there may be a message here of moving away from trying to manifest a specific person or trying to get a specific person to reach out to you, to come towards you, to fall in love with you, whatever it might be. And change that to, I want to manifest someone who loves me for who I truly am. I want to manifest someone who is good for me. So removing that attachment to a specific person and just telling the universe, like, I want the best love for me. I want the realest love. I want what is best for me. There may also be a need for you guys to like start taking how people are treating you or their action or lack thereof towards you at face value. And I think just in general, there's an energy of not forcing connections to happen. And I could even take this broader and just say not forcing things to happen in your life in general, because whatever is meant to be and whatever is truly good for you is what is going to find its way to you. And I think the universe is encouraging you to have that intention rather than saying like, I want this specific person, I want this specific outcome. But say, I want to be my truest self and I want to fall in love with myself and I want the things and people that are in alignment with that to come and find me, if that makes sense. So it's definitely a lot to think about. But let's move on to the next cards that we have here to get a little bit more insight on the main themes for your month. I'm just noticing your flame is burning so big and so brightly, which now that I think about it, it matches well with the symbolism of the phoenix. It feels like May is really a month of transformation for you guys. So we have inner child, interesting. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. And we have the sacral chakra. So starting with this inner child message, we were talking about, you know, loving yourself as you truly are and being as you truly are. And I feel like sometimes it can be difficult. Like, who am I really and how do I really want to express myself? And this card might be hinting that you guys were very much authentic and very in aligned with who you truly were as a child. So, you know, the things that you liked, the things that you were passionate about, because sacral chakra is all about passion. It's about creativity. So the talents that you guys had, the things that you like to spend time doing, the way you express yourself as a child might be very closely in alignment to your soul and your higher self. So if you are feeling called to reflect on this, like, who am I and what kind of love do I want to attract in my life? What parts of me do I want to be loved by somebody? Maybe looking back to your childhood, who you were, what you liked as a child could be key for you guys. And I'm just remembering when I was 10, I was in grade 5, and we did this exercise where everybody had a piece of paper with their picture on it and we like passed it around the class and everybody in the class wrote something about you. And I found mine, I think it was like earlier this year. No, it's 2022 now, whatever. I found it at some point in the past. And the thing that people said the most about me is creative, funny, and crazy. So looking back to my childhood, I realized I was a very creative person. I was always drawing. I was always writing stories. I was always coming up with characters. I was always coming up with jokes to make my friends laugh. I was very wild and crazy and loud and bold, and which is weird because as an adult, I think people tend to think that I'm like quiet and very calm. So, you know, that's probably something about my confidence going down, which we're not going to get into that. But looking back at that, I'm like, wow, I was really like in alignment with my essence back then. I was really letting my soul shine through back then and letting my imagination run wild and being very expressive and being out of my shell. So not to talk about myself too much, but just to use it as an example. If you guys can look back when you were younger and see the ways in which you were more free, the ways in which you were more in alignment, you know, the parts of you that maybe you want to reconnect with, and the parts of you that you want to be received and loved by others. Another thing with this inner child message, which is maybe a little bit of a heavier message, is that, you know, we spoke about this feeling of maybe you feel like you need to change in order to make people like you. And maybe this is something that started in childhood, like you noticed from the way your parents rewarded you or punished you for certain behaviors or for expressing certain desires. You thought, okay, so this part of me is unlovable. Got it. Okay, so I have to tone this down. Or when I express myself in this way, I get praised. So if I exhibit more of that, then that will make people like me. I think this idea of like, I need to do XYZ or I need to stop XYZ in order to make people love me or be worthy of people liking me, it could have been something that you learned, that was taught to you in childhood. We do have the number 8 here, which we spoke about this a bit in group 1, the 8th house, revisiting our shadows, healing and releasing past wounds. I find whenever a message about inner child comes out, it can be a bit of a double-edged sword, you know, where on one hand we're revisiting what we once loved as a child, but that can also come with some painful memories when we look back and ask ourselves, when did this part of me get suppressed? When did I stop expressing that part of myself? And, you know, having to go into the shadows and retrieve that part of ourselves and bring it back to the light and say, it's okay, you can be you again, you can express yourself again, you don't have to hide, this part of you is lovable too. I think it's a very bittersweet experience, but with the sacral chakra here, this is going to help you guys to have a lot more intimacy in your relationships. That's another meaning of this chakra. So, you know, this shadow work, I guess, that you guys might be going through or that you're being encouraged to go through in the month of May, I think is going to open the door to a lot more intimate relationships and, you know, to the highest form of love, to the most beautiful loving connections, both romantic and platonic, where you feel truly seen, heard, understood, and loved. Like, that's what intimacy is all about. It's about someone seeing into every nook and cranny of your being and filling up the cracks with love. So that's what you guys are really preparing yourself for. And I just noticed this now. We have the number 8 here, relating to the 8th house. We have the Phoenix, which was relating to Scorpio energy. Sacral chakra is also related to the element of water, and Scorpio is a water sign too. So there's heavy Scorpio energy here. Like I said, you could have Scorpio placements, or this is just the energy that you're in this month. Or you could have significant water placements. But with that being said, let's take a look at your astrological cards and see what we have. So we have debilitated with the message discomfort, and we have retrograde with review. Interesting. So first of all, we have 14 and 15 here. So the 14th and the 15th of the month could be significant dates for you guys. I'm actually going to check, because I don't know off the top of my head, but when I finish filming this reading, I'm going to check if there is anything in retrograde this month, like any planets going in retrograde, and I'll put them in a subtitle. If there's no subtitle, it means that nothing is retrograde, but it would be interesting to see, because maybe that retrograde is going to be affecting you guys. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of discomfort because some issues from your past are resurfacing. But I want you guys to know that if things from your past are coming up, it is an opportunity for you to release them. It's an opportunity for you to heal them. It's almost like, I feel like things from the past come up when they're about to be released. This is just something that I've seen in my life, that I've seen in the lives of people close to me. It's not like the universe is not taunting you. The universe is not saying the past is coming back. It's coming back up so you can let it go. It's coming back up so you can see, oh, I'm truly over this now. I've truly healed from this now. This doesn't affect me in the same way that it does before. This doesn't trigger me in the same way that it does before. And I know that it's time to put this chapter to rest. So I'm almost getting, yeah, and I'm getting again like Plutonian Scorpio vibes, like deep transformation. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid of my shadows. They can't hurt me. I'm not afraid of any aspects of myself. I'm gonna let them see the light, and I'm gonna be fully me. So I know this can look like kind of scary energy maybe, but it's very, very empowering energy. This is a month of, like I said, deep transformation for you guys. So let's look at our tea leaf oracle cards now. These can be like specific events that are happening this month that you should be aware of, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just additional messages and advice from your guides. Ooh, oh my gosh. So eagle is also one of the symbols of Scorpio. That's crazy. We have eagle with triumph over troubles and obstacles. We have February. And ear with good news. Right away, this ear card makes me think of clairaudience. So that could be something that you guys are starting to experience. Also, the letter E might be significant because we have ear and eagle. So someone's initial or the name of a place, the name of an organization, as well as the letter F, the letters E and F. Oh, you know what? Now I'm thinking of like the notes, the musical notes E and F, which are related to the solar plexus chakra and the heart chakra respectively. So if you guys listen to meditations for those chakras this month, that could be very, very beneficial. The ones that I'm thinking of are by Meditative Mind because they actually use the note that is associated with each chakra. So if you're listening to a heart chakra meditation, it will be in the key of F. If you're listening to solar plexus meditation, it will be in the key of E. Maybe there's other meditation channels that do that, but that's the one that I'm familiar with. Yeah, triumph over troubles and obstacles. I'm really, really happy to see this. And I definitely think that this is talking about this healing and transformative journey that you guys are going through. I also want to say in general, I think in the month of May and June, a lot of stressful situations are exiting your life. So let's say you're really, really stressed at your job. There's either a message here that this job is going to get easier for you, or you could be leaving this job. If there is a person or a connection in your life that's really, really stressing you out, the dynamic of this connection is going to be repairing itself, or this connection is going to be exiting your life. And honestly, I'm really not feeling called to determine which it is. Like, is the situation going to improve, or is the situation going to remove itself? I think that it can be different for everybody watching because this is a general reading. And I also think that I'm hearing like you're not ready to know the answer. Like if you knew the answer now, it might not be what you think you want, but once it happens in the moment, you'll realize that it's for the best. Like this is what is really best for you. But I just want you guys to know that May and June, a lot of stresses and a lot of burdens that you guys have been feeling, a lot of things that have been draining you emotionally are going to be removed, are going to be melting away, and you're going to be soaring high like this eagle. And there was a similar message for group 1 that weights are being lifted from you and you're feeling freed. So maybe this is a collective energy, but I'm really happy to see this. Of course, I'm very happy to see good news here. So maybe it's around these dates, the 14th or the 15th of May, you guys are going to be hearing some good news. Some news that you have been waiting for. For some reason, I am thinking of like career, some good news regarding your career or studies, or good news regarding travel plans, as well as good news regarding your health or the health of a loved one. Like someone, oh, like the test came back and everything was clear, or like we're clear to travel, or you're receiving some career opportunity. Of course, it could be anything, but those ones are coming through to me quite strongly. And then with the month February here, this could be indicating that somebody born in the month of February is going to be significant, whether that is you or somebody else. It could also be that issues you have been dealing with since the month of February are going to be clearing up for you. I'm feeling like a very hot sensation actually inside my ears. like right inside my ears is like burning up, even though the rest of me is not hot. So I don't know, maybe that's like a further indication of you guys experiencing clairaudient gifts. It could be indicating the significance of music for you guys this month. So again, meditative music might be really, really helpful for you guys, or your spirit guides could be communicating to you through music. So, you know, paying attention to the lyrics of songs, they might be peppering in little messages for you in there. There might be something exciting happening with like a musical artist that you like as well in the month of May. So maybe there's like a really exciting release, or a tour is being announced, or you get to go to a concert or something like that. But yes, this is the general overview part. So now we're going to move into the specific life areas. This is a point in the reading where I've been taking my water break. All right. So we have one tarot card and one oracle card each for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So we are going to start off with your love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Ace of Diamonds, or the Ace of Pentacles. And for your oracle card, we have Breathe. Inhale, exhale, create space within. So starting with this Ace of Pentacles, earth signs could be significant this month: Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This part of the reading is about relationships of all kinds. So it could be like an earth sign love interest, or an earth sign friend or family member who's going to be significant for you. I do kind of feel especially Capricorn when it comes to the Ace of Pentacles, even though it's technically all earth signs, because it's a 1, and Capricorns can be born in January, aka the first month. It just makes me think like that. But I'm going to give different interpretations based on your relationship status. So for those of you who are single and you don't have anyone in mind, like you're very single, the Ace of Diamonds or Pentacles could be indicating that this month you're actually more so focused on, it looks like, your career and your self-improvement, as opposed to like meeting new people or dating around, or finding love or things like that. And this is making me think even more that probably for a lot of you, this good news is with regards to your career. I'm feeling a very surreal feeling. I'm kind of getting that spacey feeling, as if I can't believe what's happening. So it could be that this career opportunity you guys are receiving is almost like too good to be true. It's either that, or like you've been waiting for it for so long and you're so used to waiting that it's almost like your brain can't comprehend that it's actually here. Like, you mean the wait is over? You mean I finally got it? I finally did it? Like, my brain cannot compute. There's something about it that you just can't compute because it's so amazing. And I love that for you. So I think you guys are going to be more so focused on like this opportunity that just came to you, this new source of abundance, this new source of income. And I think this could be the case with your friendships as well. So it might be that you're not seeing your friends as much this month, or maybe you're just talking a bit less frequently because you're very occupied, but it looks like you're occupied in the best way. And I think that anybody in your life is going to be so proud of you and so excited for you. And this is not anything to worry about, because your relationships and your friendships will just pick right back up where you left off. Now, for those of you who do have a person of interest in mind already, this Ace of Diamonds can actually be indicating that a commitment is being offered to you. And I think I like the Ace of Pentacles the most when it comes to offers, because Pentacles is something tangible. So when we say an offer is coming to you, this is not just somebody messaging you. This is not just somebody saying they have feelings for you or expressing what they would like to do with you. This is like a real offer. Like, we are getting into a relationship. We are committed to each other. We are serious. It's, you know, something real that actually changes your life in a meaningful way. So those of you who have a specific person in mind, I do think it's very, very likely that you will get that offer to enter into a committed relationship with them this month. And I'm just kind of giggling when I look at this Breathe card, because I'm thinking of like, be cool. Like, I'm hearing your higher self say, be cool, play it cool. So, you know, this could be someone you have really, really strong feelings for, and you get to see them this month, and you're all like, you're nervous and you're excited. And this is your higher self saying like, breathe, it's just a person, be cool. And kind of, you might have to put in some extra efforts to keep your composure around them. But I think that's great. That just means that you're very excited. It means that you have butterflies, and that's such a wonderful feeling. For those of you who are in a committed relationship already, there's going to be some new chapter that is starting in your relationship. So maybe your relationship is moving to the next level. So like moving in together, or engagement, or meeting each other's families, or something like that. This could also be that, I definitely think but I was going to say one or both of you might be receiving some good news with regards to your job, or you're leveling up financially. I really think you are, but maybe it's both of you are leveling up financially, and then you're going to go through some kind of upgrade together. So, maybe you're already married, you're already living together, but you've been saving up a lot of money and your careers are advancing, and you've hit this significant financial goal where you're like, okay, we can upgrade now. We can move into a nicer place, or we can move into a nicer neighborhood, or we can plan that big trip that we've always wanted to go on. I'm also hearing like some of you guys are renewing your vows in the month of May, or you are like going on the honeymoon that you never got to go on. So maybe it was like you got married, but then because of I don't know if we're allowed to say the word, but because of the panoramic, you weren't able to go on your honeymoon. Or maybe like you've always been living together and then you finally decide to get married on paper, or something like that. There's this like new beginning coming for you guys, and there's a feeling of you upgrading, and like the standard of your life is improving. And I see more peace coming to your life with this breathe card. And I love this because it's like more money, more recognition, but not necessarily more problems, not necessarily more workload, which is very, very nice. All right, so, oh my goodness, I forgot to put on my rings for this group. Just pretend that I have been wearing them this whole time. You didn't see anything. All right. So now we are going to look at your career and or studies. So for your tarot card, oh my gosh, this group has such an exciting month coming for them. Oh my God. Okay, so we have the Two of Crystals or the Two of Wands. I'm about to get up and walk away. And then for your oracle card, we have the Star, which I'm reading very much like the star in tarot. It even looks the same. And it says blessings, inspiration, time to shine. Did I mention that this group is getting an exciting career opportunity? Did I mention that already? I'm joking. Yes, I did. The number 2626 was just on the camera. So 2 + 6 is 8, abundance. 2 and 6 are even numbers. They talk about balance, harmony. I'm just seeing like good health, prosperity, and harmony for this group. And I'm here for it, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm really excited to see the Two of Wands, because this is a card that quite literally talks about an opportunity coming to you, doors opening for you, new contracts, new projects, and something that is very fun and fulfilling for you to do. My personal interpretation, or maybe this is the traditional interpretation, but the personal thing that I like to mention with the Two of Wands is that whatever this opportunity is, it's sort of allowing you to explore talents or explore strengths that you may not have known that you had. So it's like on one hand, you're getting to use your existing talents, but then you're also discovering, oh, like I'm also very good at this, or I'm also very interested in this. This two here, it's like you have more options in your life. You have more enrichment in your life. Things are being added to your life. So this opportunity it could be something completely different from what you've studied or what you've worked on before. Or it could just be something that is like adjacent, like it's still in your field, but it's a bit different than what you were doing before. I'm trying to think of an example, but it's not coming to me right now. But if I think of something, I'll mention it. But hopefully you guys can apply this to your situation. It's like an opportunity is coming to you to try something completely new and discover things you're good at, or discover things that you're passionate about that you never knew before. For those of you who have been trying to manifest something in your career or studies, or you've been working towards a specific goal, with the Star and the Two of Wands here, I'm getting the feeling that your manifestation is going to be a little bit different than what you originally thought, but you're actually going to be happier. You're actually going to be happier with the result, if that makes sense. It's like if you went to the restaurant and you're like, can I have a Coke, please? And they're like, we don't have Coke. Is $1 million okay? It's like completely, like you thought, oh shit, they're gonna bring me Pepsi. No offense to Pepsi, but like, it's not what you expected. It's not what you originally wanted, but it's like 1,000,000 times better. And so you're like, oh, screw my other manifestation. I'm gonna go with this instead. So just be prepared for the unexpected. Oh, that's why there was that feeling of it being surreal. Like, really? You're really offering me this? Because the Star is also about like a dream is coming true, but it feels too good to be true. It's not something you expected for yourself. And honestly, maybe I'm not getting a lot of concrete examples because your spiritual team is really excited for this to be a surprise and really excited for your socks to be knocked off. But just so you guys know, like your career and or studies in the month of May is where it's at. Like, oh my God, whatever this is, you're going to be so freaking excited about it. And it's like your interest and your motivation in what you're doing is renewed. And I think your self-image is improving a lot because you realize how multi-talented you are and you know, that you are ready for this position. Maybe it's a position that like, or a level of study that you thought you weren't there yet. You're not good enough for that yet. And the universe is like, ho ho, like, I don't know what that, ho ho. I guess the universe is Santa Claus, but they're like, just wait. Just wait until you see what we have prepared for you. So next we have, or finally I should say, we have your spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Fool. And it's really interesting. First of all, the Fool is about unexpected opportunities. So there's like a very common theme going through this reading. We have 1, 2, and 0. For some reason, I'm thinking like the number 120 might be significant. For some reason, 120. I don't know. Maybe it's like somebody's salary or something. But I think it's very interesting that we cannot see the Fool's dress, or we cannot see the Fool's garment. Almost as if, I'm imagining as if this is like a uniform, or this is something that defines the Fool, but it can be anything. It's expansive like the sky. So it's almost like the Two of Wands, the Star, this Fool energy is saying, oh my gosh, I think this was a message in group 1 too. I don't know if you guys were drawn to group 1 or if this is just like a collective energy that's happening, but I think we're really liberating ourselves and we're really coming out of the box, and like, we're not going to define anymore. Like, these are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. No, I can be strong at anything. Or, you know, like, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm not good at. This is like a positive aspect of me. This is a negative aspect of me. I feel like you're entering into this place where you stop classifying yourself or deeming things as good or bad, or deeming things as possible or impossible. And you're really recognizing yourself now as a limitless being. So it's like, who am I? I'm whatever I want to be. That's exactly it. And I think also with the Fool, there's this openness now where, yeah, and it goes back to this too. There's this openness where you trust the universe so much and you're open to whatever it has to bring you. So I think you guys in general are moving out of this energy where maybe before, like, you were really, really specific with your manifestations. Like, I want this specific outcome and I want it to come at this time in this way and I want this specific person. And it's like you're just open now. You're like, universe, I'm here for the ride. I trust your judgment. I think you know me very well. It's like you're trusting the universe to come in and redecorate your home. And you're like, no, I know I'm gonna love it. It's okay, don't even worry. And it just feels like such a weight lifted because you don't feel that need to like micromanage and think, oh my God, what is the universe doing in there? What if I hate it? You're like, I know that I'm gonna like whatever you have prepared for me. And you know, sure, maybe there's gonna be some challenges along the way, but I embrace those too. Because it's all gonna shape my character at the end of the day. It's all gonna teach me something. And this is not about you guys being passive in any way, because I do think you're full of passion and motivation to take what the universe gives you and work with it. But it's this feeling of allowing. It's this feeling of allowing. It's this feeling of openness, of being in a receptive state and like being excited for what the future holds. Like, oh my gosh, I wonder what it could be. And I think that a big part of your growth is that unknowns kind of start to make you excited. You're like, that rascal, the universe, what has she got planned for me today? Rather than the unknown making you scared. And that just comes from a place of trust and faith. And that's really what the Fool is all about. We have this little dog here, which I think of as, you know, spirit or the universe as your faithful companion. You're like, I know the universe has my back. I don't have to worry. So that's like your biggest growth this month. And then, for your oracle card, we also have gratitude, appreciate present blessings. So just feeling so incredibly grateful for this life that you have, feeling grateful for the blessings, grateful for the challenges, grateful for the transformation that you have been through. I also think this is you guys like coming back to the present moment. And this is so, I feel like this is cheesy, but I'm thinking of that saying like yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery. And wait, what is it? Yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. I think this is like, well, it might not be literally the motto that you guys live by, but that's the overall vibe that you guys are living in. You know, I cannot change the past and I cannot control the future, but what I can do is trust the universe and take what the universe gives me and make it into something amazing. And I'm also realizing now this Scorpio energy that has been really present throughout your reading, this also is an energy of alchemy. So it's like whatever life throws your way, you're able to transmute it. You're able to make it into something beautiful. And then just finally, the last thing I want to say is I really like that there's this rainbow here. I don't know if this is the only card that has other colors in it, but I feel like it might be. Like most of the cards just have, of course, the purple background, and then they have like black and white and the silver detail. But this one actually has like rainbow colors on it, and this is making me think of you guys showing your true colors, which is a big thing that we talked about at the start of this reading. I just think it's so beautiful how like everything comes full circle and we see the same themes coming up, and man, you guys are just so blessed. You guys are so blessed this month. But group 2, these are all the messages I'm seeing for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group 2, me and the sea turtle are sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi, number 3. So if you guys chose the black obsidian ring, this is going to be a reading all about your month of May 2022. I'm going to put on this bracelet for the duration of your reading, and let's get right into it. So As we mentioned in the intro, this reading is going to start off with a general overview of your month. So basically, we're going to see the main energies that you're working with in May and the main themes of the month. And then we're going to move into the specific areas of your life. So the very first card that we're looking at here is actually a Harry Potter themed oracle card, as maybe you could tell already from the sorting hat. But each of these cards on the other side has, things to reflect on or just prompts to get you thinking. So I thought it was a good card to start off with. And for you guys, this is surrounding the theme of identity. And on the back, we have, it is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. And this is a quote from Dumbledore. Think back to the last major choice that you made. What were the circumstances, and how do you think that choice fits into your understanding of your identity? So right away for group number 3, it looks like in the month of May, you guys might be making a very important choice. Maybe you guys already know what this is referring to, but I'm getting the feeling of a sort of fork in the road energy, like a very important life choice. And I think that, preparing for this month, like going into this month, you guys are being encouraged to get really clear with your values and really clear with your vision for the future, like what kind of life you want to live. I'm almost getting hermit energy. So you guys could have Virgo placements, or this could just be the energy that you're going to be in. This is an energy of self-reflection, of soul searching. It's a very contemplative energy, and it can have the meaning of solitude or isolation. So you guys might be finding that, well, I shouldn't say that. It really depends on the person, because for some people, it might really help to get clarity if you're talking to others. But at the same time, I do feel that sometimes that can just cloud our judgment even further. And this is something that I actually experienced in my life recently. I actually made a very significant choice in my life recently. And if I told other people about this choice, they would be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That sounds like a bad idea. But when I tune into my heart and I listened into what my heart really wanted, I realized that it didn't matter if it didn't make sense to other people or if other people didn't think it was the best idea, because this was what was truly right for me. And I knew that if I didn't make this choice, I was going to regret it. So maybe you guys are a little bit more on that side, where this is something you really need to think about, taking away all of the external factors and taking away other people's opinions, and just really tune into yourself and your own heart and see what it is that you want to do. And I was actually thinking a lot about this recently, like, how do we go about making these big choices? And one thing that I found helped for me is that I would imagine getting like a personal reading from somebody and imagine them telling me each thing and imagine how I would feel. So if my big choice is like, should I stay or should I go? I would imagine a tarot reader saying to me in a personal reading, you should stay because blah, 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 blah. And imagine what they would say and then how I would feel about it. And for me, I knew that it made me happier to imagine a tarot reader saying you should go. So I was like, okay, I guess I have to go. I also think there's a classic like flip a coin, and then once the coin tells you what to do, you'll know how you really feel about it. But anyway, it looks like there is a big choice that you guys are making this month. Some additional things that I could interpret from this card: it is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. This was also making me think of being more kind to yourself and being more gentle with yourself. Some of you guys might be kind of hard on yourselves, like, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, especially when it comes to like your level of talent or your level of skill, the position that you've reached, the amount of progress that you've made on your journey. And I think that this card is here to tell you that your worth as a person is not deemed by like how good you are at something or how far you have come in life, what chapter of life that you're on compared to your peers. It's about your heart and your soul and the choices that you make from day to day. It's about your compassion, your integrity. That's, well, I shouldn't say that's what determines your worth as a person, but because everybody has worth, but that is what really matters. that is how, I guess I could say that is how we can judge your character. And I also think with this, I was even getting a message about intrusive thoughts. You know, like it's not our thoughts that define who we are, but it's our actions. So you guys don't need to feel guilty for having negative or intrusive thoughts, because those don't shape who you are. What shapes who you are is what you actually do, what actions you actually take. So, you know, let's say, for example, and okay, I can use myself as an example again. Like I struggled a lot with like comparing myself to other people and struggle with like envying other people kind of my whole life, honestly, or like for as long as I can remember. But I would never let it make me bitter. Like I feel like I acknowledge it for what it is, but you know how some people, if they get in that energy of like comparison and envy, they could be like bitter towards the people that they envy, or like not be very nice to them, or try to discredit their successes or something like that. And I think, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, but I think that what you do with those thoughts, if you choose to act on them or not, that is what is really, really important. So any negative thoughts that you guys have, and it can really be anything, I hope that you wouldn't let that make you feel like a bad person, or like you shouldn't be having those thoughts, because at the end of the day, it's the choices that you make and the emotions that you choose to identify with and that you choose to like embrace as part of yourself. That is what really matters. I hope that that makes sense. I feel like it was a little hard to word that, but I hope that you guys can understand the sentiment. So let's move into the rest of your oracle cards now to get a better idea for the feel of your month of May. Oh, interesting. We have wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So yeah, there's definitely a recurring theme of you guys like be careful with the choices that you make, or you're making a very significant choice this May that is going to sort of shape the path ahead of you and shape your future. One piece of advice that's really jumping out here that I could really give to you guys is that you're going to have to make this decision with your heart, and you should do whatever brings you closer to your dream. So for example, if this is a choice between like stepping into the unknown, stepping into an unfamiliar environment, and that means pursuing your dream, or staying where you are, and that means security, that means your life is predictable, it means you're not taking a risk. Go with your dream. Go with your heart. Go with the risk. I think you guys, it's like the message for you is to be willing to give it all for your dream. And then, oh my God, we also have choice, and I'm like screaming right now because for me, black horses or dark horses is like a big symbol of the unknown, of stepping into the unknown, and horses are a symbol of freedom. Also like this wild energy. I'm thinking of like a horse that can't be tamed and is just taking a leap of faith into the unknown. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, this choice has to do with like, yeah, and this is also number 17, which corresponds to the star in tarot, which is about your hopes and dreams and, you know, a bright future ahead of you. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, this choice has to do with like taking a risk to make your dreams come true, or like putting yourself in an unknown, uncomfortable environment, you know, taking a bit of a risk for like your best possible future. And I feel like your higher self is saying, be bold, take that risk, go out of your comfort zone, face your fears, like go for it, plunge into the unknown. We have free will, courage, willpower, and change. So I think the right choice for you guys will come to you when you have the courage to face change in your life, and when you have courage to face the unknown. And also with this star energy here, this is about everything turning out beyond your expectations and like your wildest dreams coming true. So I think a good way also to see where your heart really lies is to ask yourself, what choice would I make if I knew that everything was going to work out beyond my expectations? What choice would I make if I knew that the best possible outcome was going to happen? And that will give you your answer. And I do have a feeling this choice could make you guys a bit scared, but it's going to be worth it. So let's take a look now at your astrological cards to see what other energies we're working with. We have progressions with journey. Yeah, if you guys are dealing with like a should I stay or go choice, I think that the answer is to go. I think that the answer is to step into something new. And then we also have Jupiter with abundance. So maybe some of you guys are moving, or you're traveling somewhere, you're relocating, because we have journey here, and then Jupiter is associated with Sagittarius and 9th house energy, which does talk about travel. This could also be regarding your education with Jupiter here. So maybe like some of you guys are, maybe you're going to study abroad, or you're making the choice to stop on the current career path that you're on and go back to school and try something else. But it's like this new experience that, you know, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's going to bring you so much abundance. And I think it's going to open a lot of doors for you in the future. With journey here, I'm also feeling like this energy is saying that the world is really your oyster. So again, like if I knew that everything was going to turn out beautifully for me, what would I do? With this Jupiter energy here, I really, really feel like the universe is trying to bless you right now. And if you guys are willing to step out of your comfort zone and take a risk, I really, really think that you are going to be favored. I'm also noticing this bottle of, I think it's a bottle of wine. It says Europa on it, like Europe. So maybe some of you guys are going to Europe, or you are currently in Europe and you're thinking of going somewhere else. Also, Jupiter is making me think of, sometimes in astrology, it represents the husband, or we'll say the spouse in general. So maybe like for those of you who are single, maybe embarking on this journey is going to lead to you meeting your spouse or something like that. But I did want to mention that as well. Year of the horse, somebody born in the year of the horse could be significant, which is 1990, 2002, 1988. Wait, I messed up. Let me try it again. Horse comes after the snake. So it's, 1990, 2002, and then 1978, 1966, and then just keep going back 12 years. But those years might be significant for some of you watching this. But let's move on now to your tea leaf fortune card. So these could be specific events for you in the month of May, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just some more general messages and advice for you. Interesting. Your cards have been very like literal and going together very, very well. So maybe May is going to be a month where your spirit guides are extremely literal with their messages and very vocal, like really trying to push you in a certain direction. And I have a feeling, even if you guys are struggling to make this choice, you're going to start seeing more and more signs pushing you in the right direction. Although I do know how it can be when you're indecisive. You can kind of dismiss signs, you know, when you're scared to take a leap and signs are telling you to take a leap. Oh, but maybe that wasn't really a sign. Maybe it's just in my head, or that's not specific enough. But I think your guides are going to get more and more specific, more and more literal, and also more and more like a little bit aggro, a little bit aggressive with their communication to you. But it's so interesting. We were just talking about Jupiter and the spouse, and then we have a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So some of you guys might be like meeting your future spouse as a result of this choice, or maybe even meeting them in the month of May. Like that's definitely not off the table. Or meeting a significant business partner as well. We have man, dealings or relationship with a man. So, you know, some of you guys, the spouse could be a man. And then we have mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I know that this sounds like a negative message, but when it comes in with a message of marriage and commitment, I'm actually seeing this as like someone who is in it for the long haul. And I'm seeing this as you creating a bond with someone who is very, very strong. And I'm seeing this stubbornness as like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm with you through thick and thin, like a true life partner, someone that you would really, really want with you on the journey of life, because life is crazy. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of unpredictability. And so what better partner to have through this journey than someone who is rock solid, with someone who is loyal, with someone who's resilient, who can withstand all of these ups and downs and twists and turns. Maybe in general, you guys are moving away from these dynamics of like fair weather friends and conditional love, and you're moving more into an energy where you're attracting real life partners into your life, like your true soul family who is going to be there for you no matter what. So you can think of this as like this hand is trying to pull the mule, aka your soul tribe, away from you, and they're like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I will never change my mind about you. I love you. There is nothing you can do. We are going to, sorry, that sounded kind of scary, but we are going to tackle this journey of life together, like, period. End of discussion. This is what's coming for you guys, either coming in the month of May, or this choice that you're making in May is going to lead you to that eventually. Now, and of course, your spouse doesn't have to be a man, but maybe for most of you it is, because I think most of my viewers are like straight women. But anyway, I also wanted to say, if you guys are already married, this could be an indication that maybe your spouse is being a little bit stubborn this month. Like and maybe that's why it's been hard to make this choice, because it's like, I'm on board, I don't know if my spouse is. There might be something that you guys are not really seeing eye to eye about, or like how your spouse feels about the situation might be a very significant factor, or how this choice affects your spouse might be very significant. But this is what I see so far for your general overview. So let's move into the specific life areas. We have one tarot card and one oracle card each for the areas of love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So for your love and relationships, oh my gosh, your tarot card is the Nine of Cups, which is about wishes coming true. So there's a lot of love messages coming through, a lot of life partner, long-term relationship messages coming through. And really, this is kind of a personalized message, because if this talks about your desires being fulfilled, it will depend whatever you guys have really been wanting in your love and relationship. So, you know, if there's a specific person that you've wanted to end up with, I definitely think that this will be speaking about that relationship coming to fruition. If you're single and have just been wanting to meet somebody, of course, that is coming to fruition as well. But maybe your wishes and relationships have more to do with friendships or family, or maybe they have more to do with the relationship with yourself. So you definitely don't need to like force this into a romantic context, even though there's like, you know, marriage, and Jupiter was making me think of spouses. You definitely don't have to think of it that way. It could even be more like metaphorical, like the commitment to yourself. I'm just remembering like Ash Nico on their tour, like married themselves, and it was like, I don't know, I just saw it on Instagram and I thought it was very beautiful and very symbolic. So yeah, it can definitely be like the commitment to yourself, the commitment to your friends, but whatever your wishes, hopes, and dreams are in terms of your relationships, I do see that they are coming true in the month of May. And then we have patience, long road ahead, reward awaits. So this is something that you guys have been waiting for a very, very long time. And it's finally materializing for you. I think that May, for a lot of you guys, really marks the start of things looking up for you, and the start of your efforts paying off. The start of you're starting to see the fruits of your labor for both your inner work and your outer work. And you're really starting to live in abundance. So yeah, this is like, I don't want to say long overdue, because I do think everything happens at the perfect time, but it feels like, oh my gosh, finally. It feels like you've been waiting. Maybe you wondered if there was a delay. You wondered if something went wrong. And it's like, I finally see the light. Yeah, literally, because this is like, it looks like a tunnel. You finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're exactly where you want to be in your love life. You're exactly where you want to be in your relationships. So moving on now, let's take a look at your career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the Seven of Diamonds, or the Seven of Pentacles. And then we have action, awaken the warrior woman within. Yeah, you guys have just been waiting, I think, for your life to turn around or to have a breakthrough in your life for a long time. You've been waiting for your manifestations to come through for a long time. Maybe this choice is you guys, maybe some of you are getting a little bit of cold feet because you can tell that like your big opportunity is close, your breakthrough is close, and you're starting to get a little bit scared. But it's so interesting because the Seven of Pentacles also talks about patience. Like you've been waiting for a very long time. And even sometimes this card can indicate there are points where we're wondering if it's even really worth it. You know, like, should I just cut my losses and move on? Is this really worth the wait? And is it really worth it to get my hopes up and risk getting hurt? You know, this could be a journey that you guys have doubted a lot on the way. Doubted yourself, doubted even the universe, doubted the other people involved. Oh, you know, it makes a lot of sense because we were talking about intrusive thoughts and, you know, not having to let that define you or not having to feel guilty about it. And I think that especially in this community, I think there can be a lot of guilt associated with having doubts and a lot of guilt associated with negative feelings. You know, hey, like I'm starting to feel a little bit impatient here, or, you know, I'm starting to feel that maybe this is not going to work out. And then it's like, no, you must trust the universe. You must trust your intuition. No negative thoughts or else you're going to manifest negative outcomes. I feel like it can be very much like that. Or, well, I shouldn't generalize, but I do think that that kind of cloud can be hanging over us sometimes in this community where, you know, if we're doubting or feeling negative about our situation, we feel guilty because, you know, we don't want it to come across like we're ungrateful for the universe or like we don't trust the universe. But it's like, you're human. Like, you're gonna be frustrated if things are not playing out and materializing in the way that you want them to. And there's no shame in that. And two things can be true at once. You can acknowledge that the universe is at work for you. You can acknowledge that the universe has your back. You can acknowledge that everything's going to happen in the perfect time and be grateful for that. And at the same time, you can be like, where the heck is my manifestation? I'm frustrated. You can feel both of these things at once. So I think, you know, that message of intrusive thoughts that I was picking up with this card, it might be referring to like, you know, those more doubtful thoughts, and it's okay to have those, and it's okay to let them pass through your mind, and you don't have to let them define you, because at the end of the day, it's your actions and it's what you do outwardly. I was recently, thank God I could start crying right now. I'm on the tail end of it, but I was recently in a situation where I had to wait for a very, very, oh my God, not me getting emotional. I had to wait for a very, very long time for things to come through. And, you know, a lot of the times I had these thoughts like, screw this is terrible. And, you know, just getting really down on myself and on the situation. But outwardly, the choice that I made was to keep waiting and to keep hoping. So those intrusive thoughts didn't define me, and they didn't affect the end outcome, because ultimately I got to the light at the end of the tunnel and I got out of it. And geez, like, I really feel for this group, and I hope that we can all give each other strength. And I hope that if you guys feel comfortable to share what you've been going through in the comments, and I love when you guys share your stories, and I love to see you guys supporting each other. I think it would be really inspiring to see what everyone in this group has been through and see the light that is coming. But yeah, wow, I completely forgot that this was about career and studies. I just started going on a little ramble there, and I forgot we were supposed to be talking about career and studies. But anyway, all of that to say, you guys have been waiting. You guys have been waiting for some opportunity to come in, and May is the time to take action. It's like, and maybe there's a little bit of like, things have been really, really, really slow, but now that things are picking up, it's kind of time sensitive. Like, okay, it's time to go. So it could be a very dramatic contrast this month. you're going from like waking up every day and nothing has changed to now, like you wake up, you check your inbox, or you step outside and like a million things have changed. There's so many things that are calling for your attention. There's so much preparation to be done to prepare for the next chapter. It's kind of Eight of Wands energy as well. Like everything kind of coming in at once. And like it's go time, baby. I'm also getting Chariot vibes. So you could have Cancer placements, but yeah, definitely it's go time. It's like full speed ahead this month. Oh yeah, so for your spiritual and personal growth, we have the Nine of Crystals. This is the Nine of Wands. And then we have rest. Give yourself time to recuperate. So I feel like you guys have been through a lot. You've been through a lot in terms of waiting, wondering, struggling with doubt, struggling with discouragement. And while I do see the light is coming in May, I think this is also speaking to, there's a need to rest and process everything, because I think maybe it's like, no, it's not counterintuitive. I don't know if that's the right word, but even though it might not look like physically much has been happening or physically you're not doing much, I think that you guys could be mentally and emotionally exhausted, because these kinds of things really, really take a toll on you. And I think that you need to acknowledge that. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that you could be sitting at home and not doing anything, but if there's something that's really weighing on your mind and something that's giving you a lot of stress, that is tiring. And that kind of fatigue is real and valid. And I think this is encouraging you to acknowledge that. And, you know, once all of this troubling times blows over for you, to allow yourself a period of rest and recovery. I'm looking at this bounty here. Allow yourself to eat a lot if you need to. Allow yourself to sleep a lot if you need to. Because with this cast here, it's like you guys need time to heal physically, mentally, emotionally from the turbulence that you guys have been through. Yes, things are looking better. Yes, you're at the tail end of it, but you know, your body and mind still need rest, and they need some time to catch up and to process what's going on. So yes, be very, very gentle with yourself. I think that's kind of a recurring theme throughout this reading, is to be kind and patient and gentle with yourself. But I really, really like to see the Nine of Wands here, because it means that you don't have to be strong anymore. I think that you guys have been kind of guarded, or maybe even suppressing your feelings surrounding this issue. But now that you don't have to be strong anymore, you can let all of those feelings come out. I'll just use myself as an example, because I'm kind of resonating with this reading. But I haven't seen my significant other in 8 months. And then finally, in the past couple weeks, it's been like decided, like we're gonna have a reunion, like it's possible to have a reunion now. And once I got that news, it was only then that I realized how sad I was. It was only then that I realized how much I missed them, because, and that's the Nine of Wands, like being strong, being guarded, putting on a brave face, keeping it together. When I didn't know what the future held, and I kind of felt like, okay, we're separated indefinitely, I just had to be stoic. I had to put on a brave face. Otherwise, like, how are you gonna get through this period? How are you gonna get through the day? Like, the world keeps turning and you got to keep going. But once I realized that the end was near, I was just like, ugh, and I just like let it all out, and like, holy crap, I miss you so much, and I miss my friends so much. And so it's kind of that feeling where I think now that things are looking up for you, you're allowed to just let the floodgates open, and you're allowed to process all of that emotion, and you might need some downtime for that, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm sorry if I like talk too much about my situation, but I think it was a really good example for this reading, because there's a lot of places where I could use it as an example and like hopefully make the energies here easier to understand. But I guess I can say I especially feel for this group, and I especially connect to this group, and I hope that you guys would also share your stories and what you've been waiting for, and what the future is bringing to you in the comments, if you feel like doing that, of course. But group 3, these are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked for you down below as well. Group 3, I am sending you lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!